LivePlaySports.tv exclusive production. We're bringing to you bid, and we're looking forward to this being an exciting ball game for those folks that know about the Foothill League, how tough it is in the CIF Division One, but also for those that are very closely aligned with these programs. When you talk about a Valencia team, they're one of the best around, ranked number 5 in the CIF Southern section. They also are top the heap in the Foothill with an 11-2 record. 2 games back, running a hot streak of their own. West Ranch here at home in Stevenson Ranch, California, hosting this Valencia team. They stand at 9-4, 2 games back. So Valencia has already, again, clinched a playoff berth. As for West Ranch, 2 wins today and Thursday against Valencia. They'll be the undisputed Foothill champions. Or West Ranch loses 2 in a row, and whatever happens to the teams behind them, Hart and Saugus, the 3rd and 4th place teams, West Ranch could be denied a playoff bid. That's how important this game is. So right now we begin with the Wildcats on the hill, and they'll be featuring a hard-throwing right-hander, Jack Cunningham. Cunningham, a 3-2 mark, a 4.16 ERA. They'll be going up against now for Valencia, Scott Ogren, Cody Minnis, and Ben Ferris to begin things. They're adorned in that purple uniform, and here's the pitch, and we're underway, and it's over for a strike. Wildcats, as we noted, winning 12 of the last 13 games. Among that was a 9-game winning streak. As for the Vikings, they're running right now a 7-game streak. And that's going to be off the plate, count even at 1-1. If we tend to do a lot of talking, we're also on a secondary network running through West Ranch, audio-only broadcast. So it's like old-fashioned radio here. We'll be describing everything to you as you watch it as well. Over for a strike that time to a young man, Ogren, who is one of the great hitters anywhere, not just in the Santa Clarita Valley. 400 average last year, and this time another great average as it's fouled away. I've got Ogren at 414 on the season. Well, it's a powerhouse Valencia lineup, a 318 average. But with all their, again, plethora of great hitters, West Ranch themselves are among the elite hitters. They're a 343 hitting team. However, where Valencia really shines, outstanding pitching. And we'll see one of them, again, in evidence today, one Chase Farrell starting. As for Cunningham up there on the hill, he's already spoken for. He's made a commitment to San Jose State University. Into the windup, comes back 1-2. That's going to be strike 3 called, a rare strikeout against Mr. Ogren. I mean, it's as rare as hen's teeth, if I could use that old metaphor, because, again, he's a contact hitter and usually extremely reliable. But now Cunningham gets that strikeout. And, by the way, the hard-throwing Cunningham, one of the best in terms of strikeouts in the Foothill League. He's got 32 innings pitched and 34 strikeouts. Squaring to bunt is Cody Minnis. So for Valencia, Ogren at shortstop, Minnis right now batting the right fielder. Ben Ferris, the all-everything, what numbers he's put up this year, the DH, and the cleanup hitter, the third baseman, A.J. Medina. And this is going to be an offering, and it's going to make the count now 1-1. Upper down to a very reliable Nico Valdez, who will make the throw over in time to Douglas Gregg for that, the second out. Take a look right now with the Wildcats with the leather. And very formidable group of players, but pretty much were spinning their wheels until they went up against the same Valencia team, lost to them in a heartbreaking loss 5-3 at Valencia on April 1st. As right now, stepping to the plate will be, again, Ben Ferris. And it's a strike to Ben, 0-1. After that game, they reeled off a 9-game winning streak when they went on the road to a tournament in Santa Ana. I'm speaking again of the Wildcats of West Ranch. And another pitch over for a strike, a very confident Cunningham up there. Even though, as we said, we've spoken for, he's going to San Jose State. He's had an uneven year. 3-2 mark, 4.16 earned run average. Cunningham wheels and deals. Strike 3 called. Much to the happiness of the good folks here at West Ranch, the home squad, because they're making a statement. They want to take 2, not just this game, but also Thursday's game against Valencia. Valencia nothing, West Ranch coming up. Sure glad you're with us on LivePlaySports.tv. A great organization. They'll come by your high school and put the whole thing together with multiple camera angles, outstanding production values, and sometimes they use me, Ronnie Wald. Glad to be with you, game broadcaster. Our third year doing West Ranch High School, but we also had the privilege of covering one of the playoff games for Valencia last year. Remember, in the Foothill League, 3 teams went very deep in the playoffs, extremely so deep that even Hart found themselves in the championship game, ended up losing. So, again, the powerhouse Foothill League, as Jason Drees, one of the, again, most proficient hitters in this league, will go up right now against a hot-throwing right-hander, Chase Farrell. And the pitch from Farrell is outside and high. It's Jason Drees in right, Sammy Gray in center for the Wildcats of West Ranch. Baumgartner, Blake's the first name at short, Cade Sperlin the catcher. Looking for a sign right now from his catcher, Jake Biscaluz. He comes right back and finds itself outside. It's 2-0. Doug Gregg at first for the Wildcats. Danny Luvano, what a great story he is, a transfer who just ended up with the team a couple weeks ago, last month that is, a transfer from Alamany at third. Austin Hernandez, DH. Nico Valdez at second. The left fielder, Michael Rosati. And it's a strike, and it makes it 2-1. National Weather Service told us temperatures ranging in the 70s. Somewhat hazy skies out there, but it was a morning coastal eddy here, and it was just a short while ago. It suddenly broke through, and Mr. Sunshine is now bathing across Wildcat Field as it's fouled away from Jason. Count even at 2-2. One more thing about Wildcat Field, it's definitely a left-handed hitter's ballpark. It's 330 down the left field line, about 370 center. But 315 to right, and that's where the ball carries, and the talented Jason Drees knows how to get it up into the jet stream. He's got 5 home runs this year to lead the Foothill. And now he reaches out, protects the plate, and keeps it at 2-2. As for Mr. Farrell, he's 5-2, one of the bevy of outstanding pitchers on this, again, Valencia High School team. And as you watch it on, again, the video broadcast, you can see VHS beautifully adorned across their uniform, but they wear the purple. More like the Minnesota Vikings of the NFL, not necessarily the baseball Vikings of Valencia, pitching to the dirt, and the count full at 3-2. Not known for his strikeout proficiency like his counterpart Jack Cunningham. 27 strikeouts in 46 innings of work, but nonetheless, second in the Foothill. In fact, they've got 2 pitchers with 5 wins, second in the Foothill. And one of them, this young man, as this is fouled away, and it remains 3-2. And I mean second in wins, that is. Behind West Ranch's Timmy Jostin, a talented young junior who will be pitching here, or check that, in Valencia on Thursday against the Vikings in the final regular season game of the year. High fly ball lifted to left, drifting back. That's Ethan Sanchez, and he'll haul it in. Remember, we talked about, again, the pervasive breeze blowing left to right here in an easterly direction. That's the wind field, and for some reason, Jason went the other way. It'll just show up as a fly out on the scorecard, and now here's Sammy Gray. Valencia been around since the 80s. As for West Ranch High School, 10 years of varsity play, 12 years overall, and so they faced off against one another 27 times, and Valencia has the distinct advantage over the Wildcats. They've won 19 of the 27 games between the two teams. Fisted foul by Gray, right side. Gray, another one of those Wildcat hitters, is just red hot. Boilerplate hot, if you will. And we look back since the Hart series, and that's going back at least 6 ball games. This young man, hot to touch, 11 for 21, and a resounding .524 average. And now, as the umpire needs to go out there, take back the old baseball, the scuffed baseball from pitcher Farrell. And Farrell didn't seem to like that. He seems to break up his rhythm with the umpire going out there asking for that, but he gave him a new one nonetheless. Well, as for Sammy Gray with the .524 average in the last few weeks, he's just been brilliant and among the league leaders in hitting overall, .397. 6 doubles, 15 runs batted in. 0-1 count, 1 down. We're here in the first, no score. Valencia and West Ranch. Gray flared down the line, a trio of Vikings, and they'll run out of real estate. This, again, high school constructed, as I said, 12 years ago with another newer school a direct opposite direction of the Santa Clarita Valley, Golden Valley, which has struggled over the years athletically in baseball, but not West Ranch. The only coach West Ranch has ever known, Casey Burrell, and now he holds those duties with his brother, co-head coach, Casey and Brady Burrell. 0-2, swung on, dropped by the catcher, a flip to first, a little bit high, but Sammy's done. Strikeout recorded. First one of the ball game for Farrell. 2 down, here's Blake Baumgartner. Casey was the head coach over there at Saugus for 4 years, and he liked that job, just loved it. But it was just too tempting. The new opportunity to start off a nascent baseball program, and he did here at West Ranch, and the rest, they say, is history. He's had a great run. However, for the first time in 6 years, they were denied a playoff berth last year when they decided, the CIF that is, not to allow a fourth-place team to make it from the foothill, an old at-large team. West Ranch was that fourth-place team last year with a roundhouse curveball that's down low to Blake. So as a result, West Ranch denied, and 3 other teams, as we said, advanced very, very far in the CIF Southern Section playoffs. Another curveball. He likes to rely on that one. This one's a strike in the count, even at 1-1. As you can see, Baumgartner, a 4.07 mark. That puts him among the elite in the league, and a great .563 slugging average. Right on the ground, however, to shortstop Scott Ogren, and that's his opposite number, and that's that. So pitching dominates, would you say, in the first inning. 3 up and 3 down for both teams. We head to the second, no score, West Ranch and Valencia. We'll be right back. That's the iconic tower. You got a shot of that. The first thing constructed at the Magic Mountain theme park when it was built in 1971, that tower. And there's quite a story behind it, too. Over 400 feet, but placed on a bluff, so it's really looks like it's up there 800-900 feet. A great landmark. Anyone heading north or south on California's great artery, I-5. North through Grapevine, south right through this area. So the old and the new. We talked about Hart High School and a program that goes all the way back to the 40s, and the newer programs, West Ranch, and somewhere bunched in the middle, this Valencia team as well. Valencia struggling with some coaching issues. The former coach to the current one, Mike Killinger, accused of some illegalities. They're now trying to settle it in court. Whatever had happened there, unfortunately, it upset the program greatly. Killinger came in as an assistant coach, settled things down beautifully. He won 20 games last year, and he comes right back and wins 23 this year for this, again, the Purple People Eaters, the purple-clad Viking squad. And they're going to start off right now with Tyler Earn, Chris Mueller, and Jake Biscaloos here in the second. The playoff race is quite complicated. Now Cunningham deals, swung on and missed 0-1. But suffice it to say, West Ranch gets a victory. They're in for the first time in 2 years. As we said, Valencia already in. Valencia 11-2 mark. West Ranch 2 back. Hart 3 back at 8-5. Saugus 4 back at 7-6. So with that, again, bunching together, everyone's starting to, get on each other's fender benders. Then there's a great opportunity this week for upheaval. Who's going to make it? The top 3 spots. Pitch inside and tight. It's 1-2. West Ranch, and talking to their players before the game, they're not thinking of the one win. Talking to Sammy Gray before the game, he says, we're going for the league title. Also Doug Gregg, the first baseman. High pop-up, left side, and out of play. That's going to be a tough task against, again, a Valencia team having won themselves 7 straight ball games. The expectations for them before the year weren't that great. However, Ogren was returning, and they have this great, again, young man named Ben Ferris, who had an incredible year. That pitch, a little bit of umpiring going on by the West Ranch fans and parents, venting their displeasure. They had a controversial game here just Friday against Canyon. All right, waiting at the plate. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Down low, he misses. It's going to be ball 4. First base runner of the ball game in the person of Tyler Earn, and here comes Chris Mueller. the game against Canyon, West Ranch and Canyon on Friday, and this may have some playoff implications, went 3 2/3 inning before a rain out. Canyon had the 4-0 lead. Canyon felt if we would just give it a little more time, the cloud cover and the pervasive rain would end. Well, it didn't. This is going to be popped out, and it's caught by Doug Gregg, the throw to first, and not in time, but Doug at least gets the front end of it. There's not much the runner could do at first base, Tyler Earn, with it popped in midair. Nice play by the first baseman Gregg to get the first out. Well, nevertheless, they played that game, much to the chagrin of Canyon High School, who ended up having to replay West Ranch the next day on a Saturday, a makeup game with West Ranch won 6-1 over Canyon. So everything could have been different on that ball game. May have been the difference of keeping West Ranch out of the playoffs. As the pitch is a strike right now to Chris Mueller. But the field absolutely dry and a beautiful Chamber of Commerce-like day as for right now that the coastal eddy, the marine layer has dissipated. A throw over to first. Doug Gregg can play multiple positions in catcher, and he's come through with a great average this year. He's at first right now. We'll get you caught up with, again, the Wildcats with the leather in just a moment. Mueller waiting, trying to move over Tyler Earn. Here's a ground ball down to Gregg. The throw to second in time for the out. So that will be a double play. Nice play, and it's never easy. He tagged out the lead man, and then at least went to the bag, and then the throw to second. It could not be a force play. They had to apply the tag to the runner coming into second. They did that. They get the double play. They're out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the second. Still remains no score. Vikings and Wildcats. We'll be right back on liveplaysports.tv. Kate Sperlin, Doug Gregg, and Danny Lovano. The Wildcats here in the bottom of the second, still no score in this ball game, which we suspect will be quite a pitcher's duel. Number one in team ERA, no doubt, is this Valencia team in the low twos. West Ranch, really known for a great hitting lineup, but they have a team ERA under 3, 2.73. And a couple of capable pitchers as the first pitch finds itself outside to Sperlin, 1-0. Really, it's a great matchup between the two teams. But again, when they faced off on April 1st and West Ranch lost 5-3, it was a completely different West Ranch team. As Sperlin is known to bunt. He has good speed, if you can believe it. He leads the team in stolen bases. A catcher leads the team in stolen bases. He's got 6 this year, so he's among the league leaders in the foothill. When they again had that 5-3 loss, 3 errors were committed by West Ranch. They were really down in the dumps after that. They went to Santa Ana, played in a big tournament down there, started a 9-game winning streak as Sperlin swung on and missed, goes for the fences. And Sperlin, if I may, this is another one of those left-handed hitters that understands getting it up in the jet stream. If you can find a way to get a high fly ball to right here at Wildcat Field, there's a good opportunity to carry out of the ballpark. And he went for it that time. The 1-2 offering goes the other way nonetheless. So he hit it where it was pitched, a good piece of hitting that time. That's going to be the first base hit of the ball game for the Wildcats, a team hitting .343 overall. And Doug Gregg, who we just again mentioned a moment ago, one of the seniors honored before this ball game, and fortunately the good folks at LivePlaySports.tv was able to televise that so people get a good look at a number of great seniors. They're moving down the road, record setters, and really coming through in a great way for West Ranch High School this year. Among them, Douglas Gregg at the plate. The pitcher Farrell from a stretch to improve his control, and a fastball finds itself outside 1-0. So you've got your Valencia contingent of fans. Valencia High School 2-3 miles away from here. West Ranch and Stevenson Ranch, California. And so you've got a good mix here, a full crowd and a big audience I know we have on LivePlaySports.tv. And that pitch outside, it misses. So you're going to have a lot of people behind us in our open-air press box area. Well, a lot of what they call umpires, parents as umpires, who will be venting their pleasure or displeasure as we go along. Adds to the atmosphere here. Really a quintessential baseball atmosphere as it's fouled away by Gregg, 2-1. One thing we've marveled at in the last 3 years of calling games on the Foothill, the good-looking stadiums, again, a taste of the old and the new. But no doubt this is one of the most visually appealing sights anywhere in the Foothill, the magnificent Wildcat Field. As there's a throw over to check the runner at first. Sperlin, by the way, was a hitter that was really suffering early on in March, but now he's found his way and has been hotter than a piston himself. He's firmly ensconced at first base, and again, the catcher's taking a nice big liberal lead over there. Curveball down low, 3-1. Farrell, by the way, his ERA, quite impressive, 1.66. For some reason, though, his opponent's batting average is high. So it's around 250 for a pitcher with such a low ERA. You'd have to guess he has outstanding defense behind him. That's the only answer, as Gregg fouls it away, giving chase, however, Tyler Earn, and he'll run out of real estate over there. One thing we've noticed in the Foothill, a lot of room between home plate and the backstop in the older parks, and that goes throughout the southern section. But in the newer ballparks, such as this one, it's only about 12 years old, plenty of room down the right and left field line and about a good 30 feet to the backstop where our open-air broadcast position is right now. In other words, it benefits the pitcher, not the hitter, but this one benefits a hitter right off the end of the bat, a solid single, taking off Cade Sperlin, and with the ball getting away from the left center fielder, here comes Cade Sperlin to score the first run of the ball game. Ending up at third, just like that, is Doug Gregg, 1-0 Wildcats. That was really misplayed and misunderstood over there by Ethan Sanchez and Doug Sullivan, the center fielder, the left and center fielder, that is, of the Vikings, and somehow they knew that open area known as a veritable Death Valley out there, the ball can skip and take off. Yes, we had some rain the other day, but let me tell you, the ongoing pervasive drought has created a lot of fields that are rock hard. The only thing I can reference it to, if you're old enough to remember, the beginnings of AstroTurf in the 1970s in Major League Baseball, the ball just skipped like a jackrabbit, as it did right there, Doug Gregg. So being lackadaisical out there, left fielder Sanchez and center fielder Sullivan of the Vikes, and as a result, it goes all the way to the wall. Gregg's on third, he's got the RBI, Sperlin in, and West Ranch up 1-0. Danny Lovano, the hitter, and it's a ball to him. The story of Danny Lovano is just tremendous as well. A transfer from Alameda. And when you transfer, you lose a month of eligibility. He didn't start for West Ranch until about, last month, 13 games ago. And by the way, since he's been in the lineup, they've won 12 of 13. That's how valuable he is. And by the way, his stats also are counting among the league leaders. So he's carrying a .412 average and almost 700 slugging average. And, that's for the number 6 guy in the order. That's a deep order. Instead, it's a 2-hopper. Chris Mueller will take it. Douglas Gregg will score nonetheless. The second run of the inning, and West Ranch breaks the ice here against a tough pitcher, Farrell. How tough? 1.6 ERA, and he's already surrendered 2 runs here in the second. West Ranch, as you take a look at the replay, has great power. 12 homers this year. but they also know how to hit for average and make great contact. They're one of the best around when it comes to not striking out. Among them, this young man, Austin Hernandez. A fastball to him is a strike. Overall, the team, West Ranch, as a power-laden team, only striking out 14% of the time. You can go in half of that, only 7% time for the guy at the plate right now, Hernandez. As a result, he's hitting around 385. 1-1 right now with one down. Greg's RBI number 17 on the year. And that chopper a moment ago, off the bat, Lovano, gave him RBI number 17. But as we said, Lovano's only been around 14 games to get the 17 ribbies. You can now see and understand the contribution he's making to this West Ranch team. West Ranch 1 win away from the vaunted 20-win plateau. Valencia's already done it. They've won 23 this year. The 1-1 pitch. Finds itself outside with a slider. It's 2-1. With the wind kicking up right now, you might look at Hernandez. He's quite rail-thin guy, but he's got a couple of dingers this year. Yes, he does. And he knows also, if you can get it up. In the jet stream here at Wildcat Field, they have a chance to get out of here, but instead that one fouled away, and it's 2-2. By the way, around the foothill, Canyon is at heart. Canyon only 3-10 and went through, again, that disappointment of that rain out against West Ranch, as I mentioned over the weekend. 3-10, fifth place. But they could act as spoiler today against Hart. Golden Valley only 1-12 this year. They can act as spoiler, possibly. They are taking on Saugus. Those games right now are going on. Hopefully from one of the parents or folks around here, we can get a score as the count runs now 3-2 to one Austin Hernandez. Here's the pitch, high and inside, ball 4. All right, heading to the number 8 hitter, Nico Valdez. Nico, one of the seniors, honored before the game, along with Jason Dries, Sammy Gray, Blake Baumgartner, Sperlin, Gregg. As you can see, most of the starting lineup. Then the other group, the juniors and sophomores, will go on and play an extensive summer season. West Ranch, playing over 100 games a year, all year long. That pitch is a strike. Summer League will begin around June 1st. And they have also a winter league that takes them right back into the spring schedule. And when we started broadcasting, sports broadcasting 35 years ago, all we really had were the 30 games in the spring, CIF, and that was it. Now, everything's so specialized, and these players need to keep working. They play all year. Like Valdez on the line, but right at the right fielder, Cody Minnis, for out number 2. So he got good contact, but nonetheless, right at Minnis, there's 2 away, and the hitter number 9 in the order, Michael Rosati. Michael has an extra incentive out there. We didn't mention Jack Cunningham as well. Both of them transferred over from Valencia. That's right. Cunningham, the starting pitcher for West Ranch, did that last year. Mike Rosati this year. By the way, even though he transferred and wants to attend the school, he did not make the Valencia team for some reason. He comes over to West Ranch, and guess what? Strikes mother load. Farrell's pitch to him. He squares to bunt. A quick throw down to first. Not in time. So what does he do while he's here? Well, Rosati, 304 average. He's also been an effective pitcher for West Ranch as well. We call him the human dynamo, a real spark plug in there. Yeah, Valencia's a very deep team, and they deny some talented players the opportunity to play. So he just went down the road a couple miles and found the promised land here with West Ranch. Curve down low, count even at 1-1. One more time, Farrell delivers, high chopper, and they're going to say it's a fair ball. Long throw to first. Dug out by the first baseman, Tyler, and very good job for him there, or it could have been worse. Nonetheless, Farrell and the Vikes surrender 2. And after 2 complete, there you have it. West Ranch 2, Vikings of Valencia, nothing. You're watching and enjoying, again, liveplaysports.tv. We swing now to the third inning of play. Welcome back, everyone. Not only in the, again, Santa Clarita Valley area, but around the world here on LivePlaySports.tv. Ronnie Wald on a broadcast solo bid. And beginning things now, Valencia in the top of third. It'll be one Jake Biscaluz. As one Jack Cunningham starts his own third inning of work. As we said, as we mentioned a moment ago, Rosati, the left fielder, former Viking, and this young man on the hill right now. And he really was able to flourish last year. A great ERA, great record, good enough now to be heading north. The old song, Dionne Warwick, do you know the way to San Jose? He does, right up US 101. And he'll be playing for the Spartans next year. This is right down to Baumgartner. He's very reliable. Out number one. Cunningham, however, more of an uneven year this year, as we mentioned, 4.16 ERA. Even so, a real flamethrower, number 6 in the league with 34 strikeouts and 32 innings of work. So Biscaluz grounds out, one down. Here's Doug Sullivan. Into the windup, here's the pitch, and it's a low-lining fly ball down the line, foul, and out of play. So he'll grow up quickly, and another ace on the staff. They've got a couple of them on West Ranch. Timmy Johnston, who will pitch on Thursday. Well, he's headed to Cal State Fullerton. Already spoken for a high fly ball, looking up with the shades down. It's a difficult phenomenon, and the high sky syndrome. One, Jason Dries, very reliable, the senior, makes the catch for out number 2. Ethan Sanchez, their number 9 hitter, so far so good for Cunningham. Plowing right through this very tough Valencia lineup and doing it with ease. And as we said, if you can get through the first part of this ball game, well, no doubt then possibly they can bring in a reliever, somebody that can close the door on Valencia, but they got to get through this first 4 or 5 innings, that is, as it's swung on and missed by Ethan, and it's 0-1. Cunningham comes right back, fisted foul, right side. This is his 10th game overall, this 6th start. He started late. Arguably, he had an arm injury and didn't start until a game. It's a yearly game that Casey Burrow plays at USC as the pitch high and tight against El Camino High School. Casey Burrow, some very close ties to USC because he played there, was an All-American catcher there back in the day. So every year we head over to Dado Field and have that game. Swung on miss, and that was the first start for Cunningham just a couple of months ago. But he's not uneven or recalcitrant in this game. He's been outstanding and ends up striking out Sanchez. And I've got him right now in this ball game with 3 strikeouts as we head to the bottom of the third. 2-0 Wildcats of West Ranch. We'll be right back. I'm not talking on the break. Jason Dries will start things off now for West Ranch with the 2-0 lead. Dries followed by Sam Gray and then Baumgartner here for the Cats in the bottom of the third inning. So far, plowing through this Viking lineup like General Sherman heading to the sea in the Civil War as Dries, high drive, deep right field, going back to the wall. This one has flown the coop. Home run number 6 for Jason Dries to lead the Foothill, being mobbed by his teammates because they not only want this win, this W will get them into the playoffs, they need another one on Thursday to get the Foothill League title, and Jason Dries is leading the way. He had 3 home runs in the game at Hart. And this time, I told you, he was a specialist at getting in the jet stream. The right fielder, Cody Minnis, watched it sail over the right field barrier. Now 3-0 Wildcats. Gray up there, takes a strike, 0-1. Jason, as we said, home run number 6, firmly ensconced in the lead. And now a ground ball in the hole off the glove of Ogren, and that's going to be a base hit for one Sammy Gray here in the third inning. And as for Dries, that looks like RBI number 20 on the year. An all-around great year. It's a potpourri of extra base hits for one Jason Dries. 4 doubles, 3 triples, 6 homers, 20 RBIs. Makes it one of the great years ever in West Ranch history. He's among the top 5 in leadership as Baumgartner sends a long drive down the left field line. Running out of room, a heroic effort on the part of Ethan Sanchez, but comes up a little short. And Baumgartner can send it a long way and has a home run swing too. 2 homers and 20 ribbies for him so far this year. Baumgartner remains hot. He's 9 for his last 20, a .450 average, but there was a time in April when he was leading the Foothill in RBIs. And then Ben Ferris just took off and just is leading by such a great plurality. Right now, Ferris of Valencia, 45 runs batted in. It's just hard to believe. As now Baumgartner goes back, gets another, we'd like to use the metaphor piece of lumber, but no, unfortunately aluminum. And he'll have another shot at it right now. So Ferris doubles the number 2 player behind him in the Foothill in terms of RBI supremacy. And Baumgartner, who once was one of those guys in the chase, now because of a slower April where he went 3 weeks without an RBI, well, he's still getting a good average. Just not driving in as many players. Baumgartner himself now finds himself with 20 RBIs. As the count now to him is 1-1. Sammy Gray's got great speed at first and taking a fantastic, very, how should we say, liberal lead at first. Very enterprising lead. And Chase Farrell right now, coming into this ballgame, looking to hold this West Ranch team down, is down 2-0. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but the way these pitchers are in the Foothill League, 1 or 2 runs can be a veritable El Capitan, difficult to scale. Comes back 1-1. Blake way out in front of it. The count is 1-2. Hate to drown you out with numbers, but they do give a perspective. Blake 33 of 81 at the plate this year. And the .407 average for the senior. By the way, for our fans watching and listening, not familiar with West Ranch, he's made a decision this year as it's right back to the box. Farrell will flip to first, but will act really as a sacrifice. Good enough to get Sammy into second. Blake Baumgartner, who has great numbers on the field, but also in the classroom, over 4.0 GPA. And that's a number we like, this broadcaster really likes and wants to emphasize. So he could have gone to any school he wanted academically. He chose UC San Diego and that gorgeous La Jolla campus, so we wish him well. And he gets the job done by getting his buddy, another senior, Sammy, over to second base, last name Gray. And now here's Sperlin, who knows all too well that wind is starting to kick up, moving left to right in an easterly direction. See if he can get one up there, because he has the power to do it, like his friend Jason Dries did a moment ago. Offering is outside, 1-0. Sperlin's at 317, but it wasn't all that. wasn't all the gravy train, if you will. In March, he hit 214. And he just about doubled that in April. And he hits this high and deep right center field, but has a play on it. One Cody Minnis, who's going to come to right center field and grab it. There goes Gray. He's got plenty of room to take off and advance on that long fly to right center and put him in a golden opportunity to get West Ranch's 4th run of the ball game. They're up 3-0 right now in this one. Jason Drees made it 3-0 with his 6th homer of the year a few moments ago. Now Gray scampering around the base paths is, again, looking for a good break. One that can be provided by Doug Gregg at the plate. He's first pitch swinging, very aggressive, and instead fouls it away, 0-1. As we said, Cade Sperling just got a little bit under it. He had a towering drive to right center. But he knows all too well about the, again, pervasive breeze to right field here. Up north in California, they call it the Delta breeze. Doug Gregg swung on and missed, now 0-2. Here it's just a great jet stream coming out of the canyon, the phone winds. And down in LA area, they call them the Santa Anas. Fouled away, and we'll try one more time with the count 0-2. Farrell and Biscaluz, the battery for the Vikes. Earn, Mueller, Ogren, and A.J. Medina at third. That's the infield this afternoon for the Vikings in the top 5 in the CIF Southern section. Last week they were number 2. Number 5 this week. This is hit off the end of the bat. It's going to be trouble. The diving attempt, and he can't make the play. Sammy Gray will score, and now the Cats are up 4-0. Heroic Herculean effort on the part of Doug Sullivan came up a little bit short, and as a result, we'll give the RBI that time to Doug Gregg. He's got 2 in this ball game, scoring Sam Gray. 2 more in the inning, make it 4. And the hitter is Danny Lovano. The Viking outfield, as we mentioned, Ethan Sanchez in left, a very tough luck Doug Sullivan in center, and Cody Minnis in right. High pop up right side, giving chase. Tyler Earn, the first baseman, but runs out of room over there. As you can see from our shot and our expert director, Darren, and one of our great producers, Mike, bringing you this video broadcast and historic. And one great thing about liveplaysports.tv, they're more than your single camera angle, static behind the plate. They're bringing real live, big time, ESPN-like graphics and production values to the high school, and we welcome them. As Lovano takes a pitch, and now the count even at 1-1. We gave you the story of Lovano, and we told you about how it's Alamany's loss turned out to be West Ranch's gain, but it's an abbreviated gain. Why? He's a senior. They would have loved to have had his potent bat next year, but no. So he comes to West Ranch, plays for about a month, and then their senior day, and they're ready to bid him farewell. 1-2 to him, 2 down, with 2 spot on the scoreboard in both the second and third inning. There you have it. Wildcats 4, Vikings nothing. Fastball, and the catcher Biscaluz was ready to head off to the dugout. And the umpire said, no way. Come back and try one more time with the deuces wild, 2-2, 2 away. Well, now West Ranch has 13 home runs coming up on the league leader, Valencia. They've got 15. Thanks to what happened in the inning, thanks to Jason Drees, as this pitch down low in the dirt, a good save from the catcher Biscaluz. West Ranch right in there in the runs race. Hart's got 185. West Ranch 1 behind them there. And right on Hart's heels for batting average. Hart, a great team average of 346. West Ranch, 343. And they get another hit here, or do they? No, it doesn't scoot through the infield, but yes, it's going to be an infield hit. Nevertheless, it'll still show up as a single from Danny Lovano. And Doug Gregg could only go as far as 90 feet with a play emerging in front of him. No doubt the bats have been neutered in the last few years. Going back to 2009, 2010, West Ranch had a team average upwards of 370. They don't think they'll ever attain that again. And Casey Burrow said he saw some shots off the bat he doesn't think will ever happen again. But now they have been neutered. So even that hit a moment ago, which you think is clearly in the left field, ended up becoming a dying quail in the infield, fooling me and the fans here. But he'll take the infield single because it was perfectly placed between and in the hole between short and third. And now, after that pitch was high to Austin Hernandez, just like that, Biscaludes needs to have a conference, a mini summit with Chase Farrell. Also heading out there, the second-year head coach Mike Killinger. Mike taking over after the former coach, who was very successful at Valencia, had some improprieties. And as a result, as that's being worked out in the legal system, Killinger came in with very big shoes to fill and came through admirably, getting his team to the playoffs last year and to around the third round. But what a year that was in the foothill in the playoffs when you talk about Saugus went up against Hart. And in that particular playoff, they went to extra innings because that game determined who went to the championship against Huntington Beach. And somehow Hart pulled it out, and then they ultimately lost in that championship, as we mentioned, to Huntington Beach. So the point is the foothill team and the foothill league is loaded. And so when West Ranch was denied last year, an at-large bid, and they were fourth place team, they had a young man named Jagger Risconi on the team who was drafted in the fifth round by the Boston Red Sox. So to be that deep and a talented team and still be denied. Stuck in the craw of Casey Burrell after going to the playoffs 6 straight years. Now the conference has come to an end. Everyone heads back to their appropriate positions on the field. And A.H. Austin Hernandez will step in the batter's box one more time. Down, up in the count, 1-0. Austin's story, very much an inspirational story. Battled with stomach problems last summer, had to go under surgery and rehab, and could not even appear, however, weekly at the start of the spring season. He's out there right now and absolutely performing and contributing. High chopper right side. Bobby Cardamone over there at first base, coach's box for West Ranch. And down the third baseline, admirably coaching Ryan Lindgreen. The bottom line for Hernandez, he was welcomed back a couple months ago, still pretty much weak as a kitten. And then he started to emerge, and like a phoenix rising from its ashes, he's the player we see out there right now for Casey Burrell. Now he gets away, squirts away from the catcher. Here's the throw down to third, a little bit upended. Gregg was off the bag, and they do apply the tag. Gregg is out. Gregg is out, and we hope he's not injured. He went into the bag very hard. He did beat that throw, but he came up a little short, caught between the bag and the leg of the third baseman, A.J. Medina, and now he's being attended to over there by a trainer, so we hope he's all right, the senior Doug Gregg. So nonetheless, West Ranch in the inning. They get 2 more, led by Jason Drees' home run, and we'll be back after this on liveplaysports.tv. Doug Gregg being helped off the field right now. Looks like he may have turned an ankle or something to that effect, but he probably is finished for the afternoon. Slid very hard in the third, came up a little short because he got caught between the legs of A.J. Medina and the bag. He did beat the throw, but because his foot was not on the bag, Medina applied the tag. And needing help to get off the field, the senior Gregg, and we'll see who's going to take over at first base. Looks like Timmy Jostin, who's that talented junior, the ace of the staff, who's going to be pitching against Valencia on Thursday. Normally they play Wednesday, Friday games, but not this particular week, Tuesday, Thursday. So Timmy Jostin is right now at first base, taking over for Doug Gregg. Timmy leads the league in wins, and we're looking forward to that game. You think this one is dramatic, with tension so thick that you could cut it with a knife. Well, wait till Thursday. Our normal network where we bring you all the West Ranch games for the last 3 years. Very unique. We run our video service by thecube.com, but here, waldcast.com. My name, Ronnie Wald. It's WALDCAST.com. You can check that out. Right now, we're around the world, and the very talented, good guys that put together liveplaysports.tv. And Valencia will begin things right now. Hitter at the plate. And here it is, slashed into left field. It's going to be a base hit. That time for number 2, Scott Ogren. The sun rose today, it will rise tomorrow. Some things you can depend on. And that's Scott Ogren with his .400 average promptly leads off with a single here in the third. And Cody Minnis, so check that, the fourth inning, pardon me. And Cody Minnis, the right fielder, watch that bomb by Dries go out of the ballpark. It will fly away, no doubt about it, on Jason's 6th homer of the year. We have a great story to tell about Jason when he comes back up, but let me just say that all the great things that he's been doing in his final year at West Ranch, he's playing with a broken thumb. Yes, he has to tape it up constantly, and we'll embellish that when he comes up. As for right now, Valencia hits it the other way, caught going the other way, turned around, Mike Rosati backhands it. It's a phenomenal, fantastic play. However, it's mostly his fault. He got tangled up on his own feet, but he did recover, fortunately fast enough to make the grab and left. There could have been real trouble for West Ranch and pitcher Jack Cunningham. And with all that vaunted and, again, dramatic moment, lining it out to one Mike Rosati, it just shows up, again, as a fly out to left. And here's Ben Ferris, who's been the all-everything this year. Three-quarter delivery, first pitch swinging. Ferris, a ground ball to Blake, to second for one, back to first. It's a West Ranch double play. Classic 6-4-3 variety, the pitcher's best friend. West Ranch and Cunningham out of it in the fourth. We head to the bottom of the fourth, 4-0 Cats. And you're watching and enjoying liveplaysports.tv. We'll be right back.
Track of that, sir. I don't keep track of that.
I wanted you to.
I know.
This is Wildcat Field in Stevenson Ranch, California. It's unincorporated area, part of the county of Los Angeles, chosen not to join the nearby city of Santa Clarita, a municipality of 200,000 denizens, including the Great Magic Mountain theme park. We can see that tower off in the distance and magnificent vistas in the, again, surrounding areas. And, of course, their own self-contained league. Only ones participate among the 6 teams out here in the Foothill League. Valencia, Hart, Saugus, Canyon, Golden Valley, and, of course, West Ranch High School. Austin Hernandez starting things off right now. Nico Valdez and then Mike Rosati, the bottom third of the Cat lineup, Wildcats that is, here in this, the bottom of the fourth. Swung on and missed by Austin. So taking a cue from both Sperlin, who hit that long drive to right center, and the home run from Dries. One Hernandez, left-handed bat, would like to poke one, get it up there high, and where the, again, the rarefied area, so to speak. Chase Farrell swung on and missed, so he fooled him that time with a pitch down the dirt. His so-called Uncle Charlie really baffled one Austin Hernandez in the count 0-2. As we said, his 9th start of the year for Farrell. But down now, more precariously, 4-0 to the Wildcats. Into the windup. Here's the pitch. Just off the end of the bat, and it remains 0-2. West Ranch loves home cooking. They're 8-2 here at Wildcat Field. However, a sign of a good team, Valencia Vikings, 11-5 away from their home ballpark. Mike Killinger in his second year at the helm. Casey Burrell listed as the co-head coach along with his brother Brady, but here's for 12 years running the show. The only coach West Ranch has ever known. And they've had great success and had some phenomenal teams, including the last time they won the league championship, 2012-2013. Trying to get another one, and they will get it outright if they beat Valencia not only today, but on Thursday. And the pitch high and outside, it's 2-2. West Ranch breaking through again with winning 12 of the last 13 ball games. And in that time, the team is hitting the high 300s, almost a 400 average. Remarkable. He misses with that offering, and now it's 3-2. They've got 4 of the top 11 in slugging. Baumgartner, Dries, Luvana, and Austin Hernandez, a young man at the plate right now. And they got 4 of the top 12 batting average specialists in the league, including Hernandez, who opts not to go after that one. The pitch way outside and high, and will take the walk. If you're joining us late, we're here in the 4th. Wildcats of West Ranch up 4-0 over Valencia, a team that is one of the best around. Well, at least they think so. Southern Section rated, as we checked, 5th, as we noted earlier, CIF Southern Section, and number 11 in the Golden State. That's right. Not quite in the top 10, but almost for the Vikings. And Nico Valdez will check in right now for the Wildcats. As for the Wildcats, they say they're number 20 in D1 and 63 in the Golden State. Down low misses, and it is now 1-0. Wildcat Field looks symmetrical, but it's anything but. A lot of the parks are very deceiving like that in the foothill. There's about a 5-6 foot barrier out there, but there's a nook and cranny out there in left center field with the deepest part of the ballpark, about 375. It's 330, big league dimensions down the left field line, and only 310 down the right field line here. 1-0, nobody out. Valdez in there right now, going to apply the bunt, and instead fouls it away, and it's 1-1. Winding up a fantastic 2016 regular season. That all comes to an end on Thursday. And then begin the so-called second season. However, right here at the juncture of this year and all the things we're talking about, West Ranch up 4-0 and would love to win Thursday and get the league title. They could see it all slipping away as Nico tries to attempt the bunt again, and now he's got 2 strikes on him. I doubt he will stick his neck out one more time. If he fouls this one away, he's out. Simply put, West Ranch can finish 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. That's right, 4th and out of the playoffs. We're waiting on a score for see what's going to happen again in the ball games. Canyons at Hart, and Saugus is entertaining lowly Golden Valley. 1-2, nobody out. Yeah, Nico shows bunt, pulls it back. High chopper, foul ball nonetheless, and it remains 1-2. With Valencia up with a 2-game lead, West Ranch's second place entry at 9-4 is not secure by any means, with Hart 1 game behind at 8-5. Saugus 2 games back at 7-6. A real horse race. Everybody jockeying for position. The 1-2 pitch. This is going to be hit in the air. It's a solid base hit for Nico Valdez. That's going to make it not to the wall, cut off instead by the right fielder. Beautifully done by Minnis. That would limit things. And Valdez only the first, but taking off all the way. He was not going to be denied the speedy Austin Hernandez. And he does make it ahead of the throw to third base. So now West Ranch in business with runners at the corners. Nobody out. Mike Rosati, the hitter. They have another talented young man, and they go back and forth. His name's Alex Lee. He's about almost 400 average on base percentage. A real joy to have a guy that gets on base that often in the 9-hole. Rosati gives a little more power, but he has a high average too. So imagine having that luxury, West Ranch, a couple guys in the 9-hole that you can switch off both 300-plus hitters. As now Biscaluz needs to confer with Farrell. Farrell gives up a lot of hits. Yeah, his ERA is tremendous, 1.66. But if you look beyond those numbers and his fine 5-2 record, you find out as well. Opposing hitters hit 250 against him. You need to do a lot better than that to be, again, in that elite company of pitchers. Also, he gives up about a hit an inning. He's got 43 innings under his belt this year. 46, pardon me. And he's given up 45 hits. It's a bunt. Here comes a runner to the plate. They flip to first, but nonetheless, scoring on that safety squeeze was Austin Hernandez. And now the Wildcats in a more comfortable position, thanks to great execution that time from Mike Rosati, the human dynamo. And look at him run back to the dugout. And he's being mobbed right now by his teammates. He gets the job done, gets the RBI, and gets the Cats up by 5-0 over the Vikings. Now they get back to the hitters they truly fear. In addition, now with one out, Dries Gray, and if they get that far, Blake Baumgartner waiting. Dries flew out in the first and a home run deep to right in the third inning. 1 for 2. The pitch to him, and now he's going to be lifted. High fly ball hit a mile high, shallow left, coming in Sanchez, who will squeeze it for out number 2. Jason just got a little bit under that one and ends up flying out. Now it's Sammy Gray's turn. As you can see by the camera work there, Jason, somewhat of a diminutive young man, 5'10", 170 pounds. But he was referred to by a big leaguer, unnamed, that he kind of bulk up. He said, get those guns bulked up. And as a result, he hit like 5 home runs in the winter season. And we were waiting for him to break out here in the summer, or should I say the spring season as well, as Sammy Gray checks in. And the offering to him finds its inside 1-0. Well, waiting, he had the 2 home runs. And all of a sudden, broke through with 3 in a game on April 22nd at Hart. Now he's added another one, and now he's top the heap in the foothill with 6 home runs. Another pitch to Gray, another ball to Gray. I was speaking to Sammy before the ball game. He said no doubt he can see the ball as well as ever, and he must be, because since that Hart series, the last 6 games, Sammy is coming into this ball game 11 for 21, a great .524 average, hitting the lights out, and now line drive down the right field line foul. In fact, Sammy last year was a good hitter for West Ranch. He hit .310. This year, he's upped it about 90 points. He's at .397 coming into this ballgame. So a greatly improved hitter and as hot as can be, while the team thrived as well, winning 12 of the last 13. Fastball down low and inside. It's 3-1. I think most people would agree Chase Farrell is not himself. A win by Farrell, he'll end up tying West Ranch's Timmy Johnston atop the heap most wins, but right now he's down 5-0 as it's fouled away by Sammy, and it's 3-2. But what a difference a month can make when they faced off against each other on April 1st, and West Ranch committed a plethora of errors in that ball game against Valencia, 3 errors. It was a marquee matchup, 2 aces, Johnston against Ferris. And West Ranch came up short 5-3. Then they ran off a 9-game winning streak. And they're a completely different bunch of guys now. As evidence there, Sammy Gray keeps the hot streak going. And the runner takes the turn. Here's the throw to the plate. No, they're going to cut off the throw. And he dives in anyway in a cloud of dust. That's Nico Valdez, the 6th run of the ball game for West Ranch. And now they lead again in a more commanding fashion, 6-0 over the Valencia Vikings. Thanks to Deuces Wild on the board. 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 more in the fourth. Sammy just hitting it where it's pitched beautifully. He's not trying to pull it. He's just your perfect placement hitter. He plans to go on to Santa Barbara Community College. We're just gorgeous every day, like paradise. He'll have great weather, and he'll be a great contributor to their baseball program. Now, here comes Nico. Great slide and a great video, great camera work done that time by Live Play Sports. Kicking up a plume of dust, if you will. And now Blake Baumgartner wants more. Never seems to be enough against a top-notch team like Valencia. And Blake Baumgartner trying to do something knowing right now a runner at first base, and here's the pitch, and it's a ball, 1-0. Sammy with that ribby. Now he's got 16 on the year. Farrell reaches back and shows velocity that time, but it's way inside. It's 2-0. Farrell one more time. Off the end of the bat, just going to be chili dipped right back to the pitcher, Farrell. He'll flip to first, but that old adage, and it's a good one, the damage has been done once again, like the sky is falling in on Valencia. 2 more. It's like water torture, drip, 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 and now they're down 6-0 to West Ranch. We'll be right back on liveplaysports.tv. I was going to come. A.J. Medina start things off, the third baseman for the Vikings. And right now, West Ranch feeling good about themselves, up 6-0. And the hard-throwing right-hander Cunningham pitching a gem so far in this ball game against a very, very tough team. Starts off with A.J. with a ball outside, 1-0. Jack has velocity. For an average-sized guy, creates great deal of torque and power in his pitches. Hate to use that term freak of nature, but he can get it upwards, high 80s in velocity as he misses now and is behind 2-0 to A.J. Into the windup. Here's the pitch. Hit high and deep to right. This is going to be real trouble, and this one will fly away. So Cunningham going along swimmingly now into the 5th inning, and then all of a sudden A.J. Medina, one of their top home run hitters, a very effective hitter, number 3 on the team with 22 RBI. First home run of the year, a .330 average clocked in there. You can't take any one of these Viking hitters for granted, and that one was just laid up there like you could tee off on it. And as a result, over the right field wall, it's gone. 6-1, West Ranch High School. On a solo shot, RBI number 23 for A.J. Medina, who's number 3 in that category in the league. So now he'll have to take his chances with Tyler Hearn. First offering to him, 1-0. Jason went back as far as he could, but that baby was out of here. Special delivery, no doubt about it. And it got out of here in a hurry. Now 2-0. Sperlin, who acts like a counselor, like a veritable mini Dr. Phil on the team, likes to go up there and console the West Ranch pitchers. Both of these guys are seniors. By the way, Cade Sperlin's brother was playing in nearby College of the Canyons. Jake was a phenomenal hitter here at West Ranch High School. And so I went up to Cade. I said, you know, your brother was a talented catcher too. Who was better between you two? He goes, well, my brother's a better hitter, but I'm the better catcher. And it's generally agreed that in the Foothill, Cade Sperlin's the finest receiver, defensive catcher out here in the Santa Clarita area. As the pitch is over for a strike, it's 2-1. So whatever Sperlin said, and gave him a magic ointment potion. It worked, and now a ground ball to Blake. The throw from Baumgartner in time to Timmy Johnston, who took over at first for out number 1. So the key now, he's lost the shutout, is to somehow settle down and not let the effects of A.J. Medina's solo home run come back and haunt him. And I'll tell you, West Ranch is just thankful nobody was on base when A.J. parked that into the right field area. Here comes Chris Mueller. By the way, about a month ago, Cunningham had a no-hitter, but it's been somewhat tainted because it was against Golden Valley, but none of us here in the broadcast ever denigrated it. It's a great and a worthy achievement on the part of Jack Cunningham as he starts off with a strike to Mueller, and should be noted. However, Golden Valley 1-12 on the year, so you know where we're coming from for Cunningham on that particular place. But he did have a no-hitter, and in his last time out, he was in relief. He got the win versus Canyon. He went 2 1/3 innings in a ball game. He gave up 1 earned run. Fisted, high pop-up, Johnston giving chase and running out of room himself down the right field line. Ronnie Wald, proud to bring it to you here. We're celebrating 35th year in sports play-by-play in Southern California, but we've been all over America. Waldcast.com, we bring you West Ranch High School sports, and we're proud of it. And now we have a new association with our good friends now, LivePlaySports.tv, a real class outfit, as it's fouled away on the part of the hitter at the plate, Chris Mueller, and the count 1-2. When we talk about Casey Burrow, we're referencing him because we feel like we got a lot of new viewers, people watching and learning about the Foothill League as the pitch backs him off, the old-fashioned chin music, naturally, unintentionally. He put it up there, and it's 2-2. Casey Burrow, his family's had a long-time association and connection with the Santa Clarita Valley. Cunningham, off speed, strike 3 called. Boy, he pulled the string beautifully on that. He's really got some good stuff in this ball game, and he's really needed it against the talented Valencia team. Now there's 2 away. Burrow's dad was an initial first-time ever teacher in the late 60s at Saugus High School. So was his mom. Casey's married to a teacher. Brady Burrow, the co-head coach, is married to a teacher. Brady's a teacher here at West Ranch. And it goes on. Their sister's a teacher. So they're well known in this area. Legendary family. Burrell, pronounced like Milton Burrell, but the last name Burrill, as the pitch is high and tight, 1-0 to number 12, Jake Biscaluse. Well, as for Casey, what a connection, because he played at Hart, went to USC, then coached at Saugus, then took over the program here 12 years ago as the pitch a beauty, over for a strike, 1-1. As for brother Brady, he played college baseball at Michigan State and teaches here now, high chopper foul. But one more little wrinkle. Brady played high school baseball, not at Hart like older brother Casey. He played as a Viking at Valencia. So you just wonder, as the brothers go off against, again, other Foothill League opponents, if there's a little bit of their heart left for Casey Burrell at like Hart High School or Saugus. Or right now, Brady Burrell watching from the dugout, knowing that he once was a Viking as well in his prep days. That's what happens when you have a close-knit community like that and a lot of connection to the different schools. Here's the 1-2 pitch. High pop-up, shallow right. In come Dries, out goes Nico. Valdez has got it for out number 3. West Ranch coming up in the bottom of the 5th. Up securely, 6-1. Even with A.J. Medina's smash a moment ago. We'll be right back.
The Pro Glider, easily one of the best teaching tools you can put in the hand of any baseball or softball player.
The Pro Glider, as you swing with that Pro Glider, you can actually see the flight of the ball. And you can see that if the ball, if you're swinging right, that ball will go up the middle with what I call a true trajectory, not backspin. Backspin pops things up, but a true trajectory, meaning just a natural lift that goes out.
Craig Wallenbrock has instructed major league hitters for several decades. He's seen every gimmick around, but as a coach who teaches with video, Wallenbrock loves the Pro Glider because of its positive muscle memory
Yeah,
reinforcement.
it's the hands that hold the bat and what they do. And that's why I think this is such a great training device. It is a teacher.
Order your Pro Glider at the web address listed below.
Mikey. Good hack. Hi, Jack.
Sixth inning of play. Welcome back, everyone. Ronnie Wald, proud to bring it to you here again everywhere. You name it. In Timbuktu also on liveplaysports.tv. And it's Doug Sullivan who will be first pitch swinging, very aggressive at the plate. That's a good sign, but his team's down right now 7-1. Jack Cunningham, only, again, one rough patch, if you want to call it that, a bump in the road, the home run by Medina in the fifth. This one, a little ground ball. Here comes Danny Lovano, the throw to first in time for the out. Someone call out the Kirby Vacuum Cleaner Repair Shop or the salesman or something, because he can scoop it up and clean up third base like none other. And that one, he showed off his powerful arm. As we said it over and over, Alemany's loss most definitely has been West Ranch's gain for Danny Lovano's potent bat and his outstanding glove work. One down here in the sixth inning. Squaring to bunt. At the plate, one Ethan Sanchez, and it's fouled away, 0-1. If you're just joining us, again, Valencia, adorned in their purple people eaters outfits. Yeah, like the Minnesota Vikings, NFL. VHS, Valencia High School is the pitch outside. As for the Wildcats, they've got a number of uniforms. They lead the league in uniform changes. This one, good-looking vertical font on the left side, Cats. White pant, dark hat. Swung on and missed. Mr. Cunningham not, again, lacking in velocity. That one would show up on the Highway Patrol jugs gun. That would be a speeding ticket through Grapevine. Here comes another one. Swung on and missed, strike three. That was a blur. Sweet heat from Jack Cunningham to get the second out of the inning. And now they head to the top of the order in Scott Ogren. Jack Cunningham just increasing not only in velocity but ability. As you see his uniform start to ripple as the breeze moving again left to right, more pervasive at this juncture of the ball game. High chopper, foul ball on the part of Scott, and it's 0-1. Ogren struck out his first strikeout victim of the ball game against Cunningham in the first. Singled in the third, singled in the fourth. He's 2 for 3. Coming to the bewitching hour, the latter stages of the game, and only in this particular ball game. 4 outs remaining for Valencia as he comes in tight with an offering, and it's 1-1. Cunningham from the windup. Here's the pitch. That's his famous spin pitch, but this one's hit by Ogren into the right center field area. Grabbed quickly by Dries. He knows he has to get back in a hurry. A lot of these players on both teams know one another. Dries playing, again, in his younger years around this area with Scott Ogren and a number of these Valencia players. And now finding themselves going up against one another here in a very, very important ball game. As Cody Minnis, their right fielder, is the hitter right now for the Vikings. Ogren, 3 hits in this ball game, but now it looks like they're going to award him second base. They're going to call a balk on Cunningham. That could be unsettling. So now the part of the maturation of Jack Cunningham is how he handles this particular situation and not allowing Valencia and them to open the door. He's been absolutely scintillating in this ball game. A tremendous effort from one of the best CIF Southern Section baseball teams anywhere. Now he's got to get back up there and put all his focus on Cody Minnis, who's a hungry hitter for Valencia, 0 for 2 at the plate. 7-1 Wildcats. The 3-quarter delivery is a lot of velocity. It pops them into Sperlin, but it's outside, and it's 1-0. The battery is Cunningham and Sperlin. Jostin at first, Valdez at second, Blake's at short. Luvano, Danny the first name at third. Cunningham rocks and fires away with an offering itself 2-0. Rosati, Gray, and Jason Driesen right. And kudos go out to Casey Burrell. They've kept this field in a magnificent shape considering The rain that came down to cancel our game Friday. Over for a strike, 2-1. In fact, all the games were canceled in the local area that day. 2 makeups were consummated on Saturday. Another one, Golden Valley and Valencia, they played Monday. In fact, that was yesterday, of course, so Valencia back-to-back. Could that be why they are just a little bit out of sorts? Running on fumes, well, I think a lot that has to do with it is the talented right-hander that formerly was a Viking himself, Jack Cunningham, standing very tall on the hill. Minutes waiting, he wants a quick throw down to Jostin. And getting back under his tag was Scott Ogren. West Ranch, as we said, a big event for them. A win would be win number 20 on the year. This is slapped down the left field line, slicing foul, and out of play.
Mike, you're good there. Yeah, you're good there.
And both teams, eventually, one of them's going to have to be left standing. The other one, flat on the floor, punch drunk. West Ranch having won 3 straight, 12 of 13, as we mentioned. Valencia's won 7 straight. Somebody's streak's going to come to an end. Way outside and misses, so he's expended more pitches here in the 6th inning than he has done in quite a while. He's been very efficient with his pitch count in this ball game. And one thing about this game, instead of trying to blow everyone away, Cunningham has trusted his infielders, and they've been exemplary. Baumgartner and Luvano, especially left side of the infield, but he lets that one get away. Ball 4 to Minnis. In that relief appearance that he was last week, he got the win May 4th against Canyon. He pitched 2 1/3 inning, but he had 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. In this particular ball game, I look back over at my score sheet. Unofficially, he's got 2 walks in this ball game. Now working through the 6th inning. And the hitter, the all-everything BF, Ben Ferris. And I do mean big. He reaches out, fouls it away. It's even off the charts. We told you he's got the 45 runs batted in. The second guy is about 20 back. A 473 average, that's number 1. His 835 slugging average is number 1. It just goes on with Ben Ferris. Oh, by the way, did I mention he had 5 home runs? Down low in the dirt with the 3/4 delivery, a plume of dust emanates from the turf, and it is 1-1. Well, that was a flat-footed tie. Number 1 in home run supremacy in the foothill. Ferris and Dries. Dries broke that a few innings back with his smash to right in the 3rd inning. Down low, so we see now Cunningham not feeling as confident as he did early on, hoping and wishing the pitches will be where he wants them to be. You can't play around with a hitter like Ben Ferris up there. He's in that elite class along with Robert Reeves at Hart. Guys that are around a 500 hitters. 2-1 pitch, high pop-up. It's going to be on the grass, Baumgartner. He's got it for out number 3. Jack Cunningham bobbing and weaving and getting through the 6th. And West Ranch still up 7-1. We'll be right back. Heading into the bottom of the 6th inning, West Ranch 7, Valencia 1. Welcome back to liveplaysports.tv and waldcast.com. Audio only on Waldcast, you just want to listen. That's why we're giving you a lot more words and verbiage in this ball game, even though we know you can watch it, and beautifully produced on liveplaysports.tv. Garen Bowie, B-U-I, at the plate, pinch hitting right now for one Jason Dries, and a couple of quick pitches from Gomez, the Valencia pitcher, and they are balls. It's 2-0. So we don't know why. We know that one thing about the remarkable Jason Dries, he's played with a hand injury back there to Oaks Christian, and we finally only found out from that happening a couple months ago that it's a broken thumb. That makes his exploits on the field even more remarkable as the pitch comes over for a strike to Guerin, and it's 2-1. Bowie, a very effective hitter, and he's off the bench hitting .333. That's how deep West Ranch is, as the pitch outside of misses 3-1. He's also contributed with 5 stolen bases. So we asked Jason, we said, how have you been able to hit like that? As this is going to be hit hard and deep. Bowie steps in there and gets the job done with a slash all the way to the wall, trying to grab it. Sanchez. Bowie has that great speed, but enough to get into second, standing up with a leadoff double for West Ranch here in the 6th inning. So it says Jason Dries never even left because Bowie, as we said, on the very deep West Ranch team, a young man that's not starting right now, walks right in there and then parks one in the left center field area. We call the veritable Death Valley out there. Now here comes Sammy Gray with another golden opportunity to add to that West Ranch lead. So for this Valencia team, Chase Farrell started, giving way to Gomez, and Gomez in trouble right now. Sammy squares to bunt, fouls it away, 0-1. So we asked Jason, exactly how have you been able to succeed and have a .579 average in the last 19 at-bats? No homers for Jason last spring, 2015, and he's got 6 this year. And he says, well, if he hits it off the end of the bat, or he's jammed, his thumb hurts more. He tries to find a way to hit it on the barrel of the bat, the fat part, the sweet spot, so to speak, and that way he won't have as much injury or pain emanating from that broken thumb. And that's caused his average to rise and his numbers to rise. It's really crazy. As this pitch finds its way over for a strike, it's 1-2. You would think a guy with an injury like that wouldn't be playing at all. He'd be nursing that injury, but not, again, someone with the mettle, M-E-T-T-L-E, and the heart of a lion like one Jason Dries. And the seniors going out in style in a big way. Home run number 6 in this ball game to lead the way, leading the league. And that's over for strike 3 called to Gray. Another one of those guys that make contact constantly, only strikes out 8% of the time, so what you just saw was extremely rare. Sammy Gray never strikes out. Instead, Gomez gets him on the outside part of the plate. It's 1 away, and Blake Baumgartner will step in the batter's box. I think what the terminology that Jason used to try to keep the pain from emanating from his broken thumb by, again, being jammed or hit off the end of the bat, he said, I need to make solid contact constantly so my thumb won't throb and be in pain. And when he makes solid contact, well, you see the results. The guy is almost hitting 400. Now they take a look at Blake Baumgartner's bat for some reason, but while all that's going on, Gomez has a mini conference on the hill, a mini summit with catcher Bescaluz and third baseman A.J. Medina. Now Blake will be ready. Blake Baumgartner, he himself, hitting .450 coming into this ball game in the last 6 ball games. 9 for 20, and now he gets plunked right there on the shoulder, hit by the pitch by Gomez. And Blake will take the 90-foot walk down to first base. Now you've got Katz at first and second, and the always dangerous Cade Sperlin will step to the plate. 1 away here in the 6th inning. They want to get all the runs they can get. They have the utmost respect for Valencia. A Valencia team that, again, is setting the world on fire. But they came into Stevenson Ranch and Wildcat Field today and ran into a brick wall. Mr. Cunningham and the West Ranch team. And now he turns on this one. High drive down the right field line, but it's going to be a foul ball, slicing foul and out of play. and that's their name, their moniker, their mascot, the Wildcats. Sperlin turned on that with cat-like reflexes. But he's had a couple of those in the last month. He just gets a little ahead of it and drives it foul. No home run. Now he goes the other way. Nonetheless, it's a foul ball, and he's in a hole, 0-2. It's very tempting for him, the inside pitch. Another thing Cade loves, I wonder if he's a golfer because he loves that low pitch, and he seems to be able to golf it at will to center field and to right. Like a, I don't know, pitching wedge. This one he turns on and fouls it away and hits it very hard down the right field line, foul. He moves those hips there. He creates torque and clears beautifully. The only problem is, again, it's a foul ball. If he straightens it out, it's a home run. 0-2, one away. 7-1 Wildcats. Gomez, a backwards glance of the runner, and comes back, and this is hit hard. A solid laser shot up the middle. Here comes the Garen Bowie, even with his great speed. He knew that they've got talented guys in the outfield that can get it back into the infield, so Bowie will remain at third base. However, the Wildcats have bases loaded, and here's a golden opportunity for Timmy Johnston. We'll see Timmy, as we said on Thursday, starting the game against Valencia. If they win this one, that's the game going for the league title. As for right now, he's asked as a left-handed hitter to see what he can do at the plate and try to cash in a couple of Wildcats. Bowie at third, Baumgartner at second. And here's the pitch to Timmy Johnson, high and outside, 1-0. And one Cade Sperlin at first. Cade remains as hot as can be. And this one is going to be hit deep and long to right field. It's off the wall in second extra base city for Timmy Johnston and West Ranch. Here comes Bowie to score. Here comes Baumgartner to score. And the Wildcats up 9-1. Timmy Johnston was about 2-3 feet away from parking it in the right field area and having a home run. Instead, he takes a line drive off the top of the wall, drives in Bowie and Baumgartner. The Cats up 9-1, and he's firmly ensconced at second. Cade Sperlin made it all the way to third base. Timmy doesn't get a lot of at-bats, as we mentioned, the ace of the staff, the top-notch pitcher, but there he was able to contribute with the bat when they needed it most. And I'm telling you, that would have been possibly the third home run of the game, second for West Ranch. A little more elevation on that one. The key here is to get it up in the jet stream. Hit it more like a line drive, and it hit the top of the wall. And even the wall here is only 5 to 6 foot tall. Luvano at the plate, and he takes a pitch for the strike from Gomez, 0-1. So if you're a West Ranch fan, ain't we having fun? They're laughing and scratching now here at Wildcat Field, 9-1. The Valencia fans more in a morose state. They expect their team to win and win all the time. Luvano swung on and missed. It's 0-2. But no doubt ran into, again, a West Ranch team, not only red hot, they love to play here at home. They've won 8 of 10 here at Wildcat Field. But also finding out Valencia's not the only kid on the block. There's other teams who are rising, who are making a statement, and that, no doubt, is this West Ranch Wildcat team. This is going to hit Luvano, and he's like it right on the hand. He threw down the bat in disgust, and we'll see if he's all right from that. He's trying to shake it off. It was an 0-2 pitch, in tight. Gomez having trouble with his control. Already had plunked a West Ranch player a moment ago, and now he gets Danny Luvano on the hand. So instead of taking first base and being hit by the pitch, apparently you're going to say it was fouled off his own hand. And so that time we were fooled. But Danny's going to be asked to swing the bat and writhing in pain. A little pop-up giving chase, Jake Biscaluse, and he can't quite catch up to it. And that's what I hear behind me from the West Ranch parents over and over. Way to battle Danny. But Danny's another one that plays with a lot of heart and lays it on the line for the team. Now Casey Burrell, just right now, needs to hear from Danny Lovano if he's able to swing that bat at all. And he did that time, but he fouled it away. But you can tell he's reapplying and readjusting his batting gloves and doing it very gingerly. There's no doubt that one Danny Lovano felt that foul ball come right back onto his hand. And he felt it, and he'll probably be with them all night. But he's going to play this game, injured or not. He's going to get through the final inning. And the slider is outside from Gomez, 1-2. Thanks to Timmy Johnston's long drive to right. It was a double. It drove in two. Now it's 9-1. Timmy's firmly ensconced at second. Cade Sperlin at third. Wind kicking up one more time is going to benefit a left-handed hitter. Anyone hits it to right. Instead, Lovano high pop-up, and this one's going to end up behind us. Back there in what they call Rattlesnake Gulch. You may have read that a couple of years ago. West Ranch had to battle against rattlesnakes on the neighboring hill right behind us. And that showed up on, again, Google and a number of local news reports. But they're not going to change the name of the team to the Rattlers. They're very proud of the Wildcat moniker. Here's Gomez right back, a chopper down to third. That's Medina. Looks back, Cade, then goes to first for the second out. Medina, an experienced player, a talented player, did the right thing and looking at Cade Sperlin first to keep him from scampering home. And now we have two away. Now Austin Hernandez, who's contributed no doubt in this ball game, an RBI of his own back there in the sixth inning. 2 runs in the second, 2 more in the fourth, 4-0. 2 more in the, or should I say third inning, pardon me, and then another 2 spot in the fourth. It starts to affect you in an ocular way when you see all those 2s on the scoreboard. However, this pitch is going to find itself outside Austin Hernandez, 1-0. So 2 in the second, third, and fourth. There you have it. Up 6-0 before Medina's home run. And now Austin. It's going to be a drive down the right field line. It's looking up into the sky. This one will fly away, baby! Get it up into the jet stream and you'll watch it fly away. Austin Hernandez contributes in a big way. 3-run jack. The Cats up 12-1 over Valencia. How do you like us now? 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, a single run in the fifth, and now the explosion of 5 runs here in the sixth inning. That adds up to 12. 12 spot on the scoreboard, and the Cats up by 11, 12-1. And that'll be it for Gomez. Mike Killinger comes out to the hill, and Killinger will be done. And we have a brand new pitcher coming into the ballgame. We'll get you caught up with that. Looks like Ethan Sanchez, the left fielder, will be the third pitcher of the ballgame for the Vikings. We'll be back after this. Ethan Sanchez will move from left field to the pitcher's mound, third pitcher of the ball game for this Valencia squad. So Farrell led the way, Gomez and Sanchez, and Cunningham all the way for the Cats now in this deluge of runs. And a mini flood going on. Noah and the floodwaters and all that good stuff right here at West Ranch. Ground ball, however, to Ogren, and will nail Nico Valdez. One pitch for Sanchez, but no doubt that was the crucible inning for this Valencia team. Down already 7-1. They give up 5 in the inning, and down here as we go into the final frame, 12-1. We'll be right back on LivePlaySports.tv. And welcome back, everyone, to Wildcat Field. Ronnie Wald, your game broadcaster, and a delightful one. You're really enjoying it if you're a West Ranch fan. Why not? Thanks to 5 big runs in the inning, led in great part to a 3-run home run a moment ago from Austin Hernandez. That turned out to be the second home run of the game for West Ranch, along with Dries. Also, Timmy Johnston contributing in a big way, driving in 2 in the inning. 5 more come over, and if you can believe it, as well as Valencia is respected and knows that they're one of the top teams in the state of California, ranked, again, among the top 11 teams in California. Well, now they're down in this ball game, amazingly 12-1 to West Ranch as their hitter comes to the plate. Number 32 up there. Sorry, we don't have a roster designation for this young man. But the last hope, they hope springs eternal for this Viking team. But look who's out there to try to seal the deal. Not a closer, but the starting pitcher, Jack Cunningham, and a heater that time that's off the plate, 1-1. So they've given the baseball now to Jack Cunningham, the proviso, the imprimatur to him. Finish the deal, close the door. Put the nail in the coffin of the Vikings. Swung on and missed. It's 1-2. Wind kicking up with proclivity now. 3 homers in this ball game. Dries and Hernandez for West Ranch. Medina for Valencia. But theirs was a solo shot, and that's all they've got on the scoreboard. Otherwise, Cunningham's been remarkable. Would have worked a shutout. Instead, now he gives up a solid base hit to left to start things in the inning, and we're going to see if Casey Burrell will tolerate any of that for long. Sure, he staked to 11-run lead, but certainly would like to see Cunningham close out, and he can. He had a complete game victory against Golden Valley, and that was a no-hitter a few weeks ago. So he can complete ball games, but again, you're talking about a different thing with the Valencia team. Maybe beleaguered because they had to play a game yesterday, but we're going to have now some changes right now. We've got a pinch runner at first base now for Valencia. West Ranch 12, Valencia 1. Number 23 steps to the plate right now. And we apologize because we don't have a roster entry on him either. If you've hung around high school baseball as I have for all the years, they could send a player up there and you may have a full roster and they change a uniform right before the ball game, and this goes on, we well know, in football as well. It could be a whole different individual, so we apologize to the parents. We always want to identify whoever is out there. Nonetheless, that pitch from Cunningham, we definitely know who Mr. Cunningham is, and it's outside 1-0. Valencia behind the 8 ball in a jackpot right now. Find themselves down by 11. Pitch over for a strike, count even at 1-1. A real statement made by West Ranch. They're in the playoffs no matter what happens Thursday. So Thursday becomes a game of pride, playing for the Foothill League title. Slider outside, it's 2-1. Jack wants to finish this game. Jack has a lot of pride. This is the windup of his prep career. We'll be watching him closely again at San Jose State next year, but that, again, is next year. He's got a lot of work left to do with West Ranch into the playoffs. That's going to be a fastball over for a strike of the knees. A virtually unhittable pitch. Even if you swing at it, it's not going to go much of anywhere. And the count 2-2. West Ranch has led this game for the entirety. And before finally Valencia was able to break through, it wasn't until the 5th inning when they got a solo run. By that time, West Ranch scored one more in the bottom of the 5th. And we're up 7-1 before again that veritable dam breakthrough, that deluge of runs, 5 more coming over the 6th. As it's now run full, Jack Cunningham, the count to the Valencia hitter, 3-2. He comes right back. It's a cue shot off the end of the bat, and that clears out a lot of people over there in the Valencia dugout. Nobody out, top of the 7th. As you well know, or if you're not as familiar with high school baseball, they only go 7th in the high school realm. Lifted foul, right side, out of play. We'll come right back with a ball game Thursday, 3:30 p.m. from Valencia. Swung on and missed, and looks like it was foul tip, but held on to by Kate Sperlin expertly. And that's going to be another strikeout, 1 down, 2 away from a West Ranch victory. And now here comes number 13 to the plate. Another roster entry we do not have. So here at this late stages of the ballgame, Killinger, I know he's a competitor as the second-year head coach of Valencia. He would not throw in the towel, but he's giving these players opportunity to participate and get into this ballgame, and good for him. That's going to be a high fastball. It's going to be a ball, and it's 1-0. This place is going to erupt. It's going to be a party-like atmosphere, made even better because this was senior day here at West Ranch. Fisted foul. It's 1-1. Football-like score, up 12-1 right now. We'll be back on at waldcast.com on Thursday. There was some talk that maybe Live Play Sports will be at that game Thursday, but that's up to them. We know we'll be there, waldcast.com, with an audio broadcast. Final game of the year, and that's Thursday at Valencia, West Ranch, and the Vikings. Swung on and missed the high hard one. It's 1-2. He's pulled back the heater repeatedly, and moreover, to see that great velocity at this juncture of the ballgame is really encouraging. Because when Jack gets to San Jose, he'll be pitching in 9-inning games, and now they're going to send that runner over to second. And they're going to say a ball on Cunningham, and he doesn't like that call. And the main thing is hopefully it's not going to upset his rhythm or his attention span. Again, it's one thing if it's a one-run game, but he's got some wiggle room, wouldn't you say? Up 11 runs, high pop-up, Jostin giving chase over there along with the right fielder. And they'll come back now, try it again. Looks like they move Rosati over into right field from left. Garen Bowie took over in left field when Jason Dries left the ballgame for an unknown reason. I only know that Jason, again, heroically taping that thumb of his before every single game. And again, writhing in pain and still contributing beautifully as the co-captain and the great offensive threat he is for West Ranch here in 2016. As the pitch is high and outside, Cunningham hanging tough with the Valencia hitter now. It's 2-2. 1 away here in the 7th. He comes right back. Swung on and missed. It's strike 3. 1 away from a West Ranch victory. Number 17 will step up there right now. My apologies once more to the parents. We know that they're in attendance as well. but the emphasis is less on Valencia and who's at the plate and on one Jack Cunningham, wouldn't you say, with this exemplary pitching performance. He starts it off with a slider outside, 1-0. Cunningham going for the complete game victory against a team that's been unbeatable of late, winning 7 straight and an outright Foothill League title. Well, that hasn't been determined yet till Thursday. But they're up by 2 games, and they're going to be down by 1 after this ball game as it's fouled away and the count even at 1-1. It won't get any easier for Valencia to face off against one Timmy Johnston, who himself has won the most games in the Foothill, 6-3, and is on a winning streak of his own. Swung on and missed. One precious strike away from a West Ranch victory here. It's all now, Jack. He would like to settle the deal right now. The fans in a pensive mood. He's from a stretch, looks at the runner at second, and then overthrows a little bit, and it's down low in the dirt. It's 2-2. Like I said, he's got wiggle room, up 12-1, but also he'd be allowed to overthrow a little bit because his adrenaline, his heart has to be pumping a mile a minute. That one's a little low, his great slider with great velocity on it, and it's 3-2. Much again to the chagrin of the West Ranch parents here at Wildcat Field. They're crying out. You can hear it behind me. Come on, Jack, one more. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Inside and tight by ball 4. Reset the scoreboard. It remains 2 outs, but a new hitter at the plate. Number 18 will step up there right now. We did not see their talented hitter, Eldridge. He's hitting .378 with 3 homers, 24 runs batted in. Second in the league. We did not see Trace Eldridge for some unknown reason. Now they've got runners at first and second, hitter at the plate, and we'll wind it up one more time. Cunningham swung on and missed. Breeze blowing again with more proclivity right now. Our open air press box, if we chatter a little bit with our teeth, you know why. It's getting cooler and more progressively cooler as we go in the latter stages of this ball game. Lifted down the left field line. That one's long foul. It's 0-2. Cunningham again with the golden opportunity to just finish things off right here. 2 down. Cats up 12-1 over Valencia. Cunningham from a stretch. Here he comes back. He's that patented spin pitch, and he did get a little tiny piece of that to foul it away, and it remains 0-2. Both these teams come back and battle mano a mano, punch drunk or whatever, on Thursday over there at Valencia High School at 3:30 p.m. Cunningham wants to finish it now. Fouled right back to our broadcast position behind the plate. We see now the camera, we're waving. There we are. Great job. I want to make sure I made that clear to Darren and Mike and the good folks at LivePlaySports.tv. Now elevating sports broadcasting for the high school level. We really love working with them. Waved at and missed. We love watching Cunningham. He ends up sealing the deal. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And the Cats get the win. And they're going to the playoffs no matter what happens on Thursday. A 12-1 victory. And making a statement, you better believe it. 3 homers in this ball game, 2 by the Cats. Dries and, of course, Austin Hernandez, and a 2-run double by Timmy Johnston added in the mix. And the only murmur we heard from this powerful Valencia team was a solo jack by A.J. Medina in the top of the 5th. Cunningham goes all the way for the victory. He's now 4-2 on the year. And for this Valencia squad, Farrell, Gomez, and Sanchez, Farrell gets the loss, a rare one for him. He's now 5-3 in a ball game that went 2 hours. Well, I'll tell you something, not quite 2 hours. Now we just hit 2 hours just now, so why don't we fudge a little bit? 2 hours and 27 minutes. That sounds pretty good as well. So again, thank you, LivePlaySports.tv. Hope to see you guys if you can make it. Bring all your video equipment over to Valencia, a few miles away, and we'll be happy to assist you then. I'll be back on play-by-play either way. Thursday, 3:30 p.m. as the Cats take on this Valencia team one more time for the outright Foothill League title. Can they do it? First time since 2013. But regardless, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Thanks to the W today, they've got their first trip to the playoffs in 2 years, thanks to a pasting of Valencia 12-1. For all of us here at Waldcast and LivePlaySports.tv, I'm Ronnie Wald. So long for now.